What is up, YouTube?
Yo, check it. It's the story of Mike Cross. Listen close, started with the fam. Christmas time never froze. Brother CC on the drums, dad groove in the bass. Mom singing with a drumstick, had a special place. See, I grabbed at the car, couldn't play it that well. But with record spinning, man, we cast the spell. From that moment on, music had my soul gripped. Rap music hit me hard, Sugar Hill Gang flipped. Now I'm in the game, no time to retreat. From the family jam to my own beat. Studio's my kingdom where I reign supreme. Making head nods, living the dream. I started from the bottom, now I'm climbing high. Learning every instrument, reaching for the sky. Guitar, keys, I'm mastering the whole scene. Crafting hits, living the music dream. From small gigs to big stages, yes, I'm on the rise. Every beat I drop, it's a sweet surprise. But what's next? I'm hungry for more. From a kid with a dream to the one they adore. Pushing boundaries, breaking through the noise. From the basement to the top, I'm making my choice. Music is my life, the ultimate devotion. For Christmas with the fam, the worldwide promotion. Now I'm in the game, no time to retreat. From the family jam to my own beat. Studio's my kingdom where I reign supreme. Making head nods, living the dream. Now I'm in the game, no time to retreat. From the family jam to my own beat. Studio's my kingdom where I reign supreme. Making head nods, living the dream.
So Uncle Mike, tell the people, what was the most memorable part of your music career?
Man, there are two big moments that stand out. First, going on 2 full tours. That experience was wild. That was a dream come true. But the biggest moment, working with Teddy Pendergrass. I had a song that actually landed on his album, but what made it unforgettable was being in the studio with him, a major studio, A-list producers in the room, and they were all looking to me for direction. These industry veterans were asking me what to do next. That was powerful. That moment showed me I really belonged in this game.
Studio's my kingdom where I reign supreme. Making head nods, living the dream.
Making head nods, living the dream. Tomorrow, y'all, I am going up to these schools because I got to see for myself. It's gonna be a 2-hour drive. I think I'm gonna do 2 days up there. Well, probably a day and a half. I'm old, man. I can't I can't hang out all night long like I used to. I'll be trying though. I'm taking the drone with me. I'm taking all my cameras and stuff with me, man, because every time I see the footage when somebody's showing the school, even when Dr. Umar's showing the school, I'm noticing other buildings around it. And then I start looking, I'm not trying to do all that much research. So I prefer, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people want to see these buildings. So I'm going to go and film the building. And I went to ChatGPT, right, y'all, to ask for the address and all that type of stuff. ChatGPT a little too nosy, man. So I said, well, you gotta have permission and all this stuff, and make sure you stay on public property. I wanted to say, look here, computer, I know what I'm doing. I know I'm not going on this man's property, and I'm not going to do something I ain't had no business doing. In other words, if anybody's there, don't touch me. I won't touch you. I can film from far away. I understand law and understand the regulations and stuff. So we're going to have fun, man. We're going to have fun. And I'm just going to bring the footage because I'm trying to see what's going on around the area, around the buildings. Because I see other buildings that look like they doing business. Then it look like it's a neighborhood. I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to figure out why is these buildings... The property, a lot of people are saying that the property is on bad property. The soil's not good. You're never gonna get a permit to open because of the land that the building is on is no good. So I'm trying to research that part also, and hope that Friday and Saturday. I picked a Saturday thinking that that'll be a day somebody be in there trying to do some work and get the buildings ready if they trying to do that. So you got a weekday, which is Friday. I'm going to be there and see if anything's going on. And then Saturday over the weekend to see if somebody doing something. I'm just trying to let the people know that I personally don't think no school coming. But Umar is still blaming everyone else after 11 years of fault. Of course he going to keep blaming everybody else. That's what slicksters do. couldn't think of another word. Look, man, you could tell a real man because we all human. We all make mistakes, period. If you don't believe that, no matter what goes down, you pointing the finger at somebody else, no matter what goes down. How in the world can you have these buildings grade be auctioned off in the first place? Since you flawless, they shouldn't even be thinking about being auctioned off. Am I right or wrong? How can you have your bank accounts frozen if everything you do is so perfect? How does that happen? And then go ahead and point the finger at somebody else. My bad, man. My bank accounts got frozen because I didn't know. My bad. Hey, it sure was funny. I had bank accounts for years. I never in my life did I ever have a bank account frozen? No. I closed the account down. It went into the negative. My accounts went into the negative plenty of times. You know, I'm human. You know, you write checks or things bounce or whatever. All that type of stuff happened to Uncle Mike. Believe that. Dr. Umar still blaming everyone else after 11 years of failure. Damn. Y'all hit that subscribe button, bruh. Roll with me, man. Oh, don't forget, check out links below. The Music Recording Network Live. The Music Recording Network Live. I'm going to be going live while I'm going up there. But the only problem is I might be traveling up there around 3 o'clock in the morning. But I definitely going to be going live coming back home. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell. Let's go, baby.
That y'all about to, I didn't notice that y'all about to try to sell these fools behind my back. And that's what bothers me. That black people would see that about to go down and nobody would say a damn word about it.
So we have another one with Dr. Umar Johnson. As you already know, he has been raising money for a school since 2014. We are now in 2025 and the school isn't open. But if you listen to Umar, it's never his fault.
Some of them feel like we don't need them here. Let's sabotage. Others because they don't like what I stand for, what I believe in, whatever. Or maybe they just black bourgeoisies with an uppity Negro whitewash attitude.
Everyone else is the problem. The cities, the haters, even the rain, probably even the Easter Bunny too. The Prince of Pan-Africanism posted this interview on his YouTube channel yesterday. Like he put this out to make himself look good, but it doesn't. So we're gonna break down some of Umar's words and show you that he perfected the art of blaming literally everyone but himself. Let's get into it. In this interview, he is calling on the show with this person named Baba. And the reason why Dr. Umar likes this person is because he gives him very softball interviews so he can sit there and just talk about all the issues that he has. Basically about an hour and change of grievances. He talks about how YouTubers are hating on him. He talks about the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. He brings up the $30,000 water bills, the vacant property fees, and even a ticket for high grass during COVID. That was 5 years ago. Basically, it's just a big tape of excuses. So if you actually listen close, it's proof of really something else. Umar has mastered the blame game, even when the rain is out to get him. Rainwater. So let's break down some of the quotes from that interview. Let's start right from the top. Umar says the reason the school hasn't opened since 2014 is because, wait for it, YouTubers and bougie black folks. Yeah. That's how he opens this conversation.
If you can remember, what started this entire process was an attempt to purchase HBCU St. Paul's College in Lawrenceville, Virginia, when it was put up for auction back in April of 2014. And so when I heard about that, I initially went to work to try to raise the funds to secure the HBCU St. Paul's campus. And from the very beginning, struggle streamers from YouTube, other haters, disgruntled former associates, black bourgeoisies, rainbow gangers, everybody, they contacted the auction company and they tried to prevent them from accepting our bid. We wasn't able to raise enough money anyway, so it ultimately didn't matter one way or the other, but I'm just bringing it up to let you know that the hate is as old as the project.
So this man...
So you didn't have enough money to even bid on the building. So what difference does it make? You talking about, what do you call them, struggling YouTubers? And it's funny because all the YouTubers that I think that he's talking about, because I know damn well he ain't talking about Uncle Mike. But the ones I think he talking about, they not struggling. He the only one struggling, y'all. They not. I don't understand. Poor thing. He got something twisted in his mind that he's the only one to believe. But he still got 1 million Instagram followers. That, to be honest, y'all, 1 million followers is nothing. When you know how to speak and talk to people and talk to somebody's soul, all they got to do is click a button. They ain't got to go nowhere. They ain't got to put nothing in the mail. They ain't even got to sign up for anything. They just click a button. And this what you brag on? That's what you brag on. People watching the video right now, all you got to do is just hit that subscribe button. And I thank you. I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it. But that's not nothing to brag on. I don't think it is. If you think it's something to brag on, then that's cool. Because Dr. Umar think that's something to brag on. Now, what would be impressive to me is when I go up there to see these schools, it look like they about to open in about a couple of months. That would be impressive to me. And I hope to God that I'm wrong. I hope that he is about to open these schools. I hope these schools, I really pray on my hands and knees that these schools do what he dreamed to do. That's what I pray for. But I know one thing. You can start helping kids by helping your daughter.
Has turned fundraising into this Dr. Umar cinematic universe. You have haters on YouTube, the disgruntled associates, and the mysterious black bougie group. I guess the bourgeoisie group is like the Avengers, but broke. Here's the reality. If he didn't raise enough money back in 2014 to buy St. Paul's College, that's the story, end the credits. But Umar just can't admit that. Instead, it's a shadow army of struggle streamers plotting against him. Like people with a webcam and a CashApp are somehow coordinating with, I don't know, some shadow organization to block his school bid. The real villain isn't YouTube, it's the math. He doesn't have the money and the experience or the expertise. Sometimes it's not just sabotage, it's subtraction. And the funniest part, the haters that he talks about, most of them didn't show up until years after he missed the St. Paul's opportunity. They're reacting to the delays. They're not causing them. It's like blaming movie critics for your film flopping when the script wasn't even finished. That's the pattern with Dr. Umar. When reality doesn't fit the dream, Umar bends the reality. No school? It's because the money didn't add up. It's because the Illuminati of internet trolls made a phone call. If you ever heard the phrase moving the goalpost, Umar has built an entire stadium out of it. The man can't just say, we failed at stage 1. I don't know what I'm doing. He has to rewrite it into some kind of conspiracy thriller. Right out the gate, he shows us what this whole interview is going to be about. Dodging accountability. Because when you start your story with, it's the haters' fault that we didn't buy a school, you've already told us that you're going to be allergic to responsibility. Now check this one. He is literally beefing with water. Not the city, not the contractor, but with actual water. He says that Wilmington charged him 30 grand, even though no one is using the sink. All right, let's hear it.
Let me tell you what it was for. $30,000 was for water. Baba, we don't use no water because nobody is in the school. I want the listeners to understand me. The city of Wilmington is trying to defunct our school through nonsense fees. I'm going to say it again. The city government of Wilmington, Delaware, and the Negro bureaucracy.
So this is just, again, pure Umar Johnson. He makes it sound like the city of Wilmington has a guy hiding in the bushes with a hose just spraying his building for fun.
Let me explain something to y'all real quick, man. I had a business, I had a recording studio, and I rented out commercial property we talking about. We're not talking about housing. And the water company said this, and this is in all 50 states, by the way. When you have commercial property, if you got a leak that's underground, or you leave a water running or whatever, if you have a water bill, there is no working around that. You got to pay. You got to pay the water bill. If it's in a house, they might work with you. They might, if you opened up a swimming pool and left the water running overnight, you overflow your pond, yeah, they might work with you. But a commercial, nah, dog, you got to pay.
So this is just, again, pure Umar Johnson. He makes it sound like the city of Wilmington has a guy hiding in the bushes with a hose just spraying his building for fun. 30 grand in water fees but no water sounds crazy until you realize what he's leaving out. Every property owner pays a stormwater and sewage fees. If you own a roof and rain hits it, it runs into the city drain and you get a bill. Doesn't matter if the faucet inside is bone dry. You're paying for the runoff. It's the exact same logic behind paying property taxes even if the building is empty. It's upkeep. But Umar spends it like he's a mayor himself, personally opened up a secret faucet in his basement. They're charging me for water I don't even use. No, guy, it rained. God sent that invoice. If you want to sue somebody, you may want to take it up with the clouds above. This is the fancy trick that makes his content kind of, I would say, compelling and interesting. This is the trick he used. He frames a really boring universal city policy as if it's a targeted conspiracy against him. That way, his supporters don't think, oh, this is normal. They think, wow, they're really out to stop Umar. They really want to stop this school. It's classic deflection.
Right, and they don't know no better.
I would like him to open up a school. I want to see what kind of facility, what kind of education he can give the boys in that area. So this idea that people are out to get him, that trying to stop the school from being open, it doesn't make any sense. If you're 10 years into a project and your biggest enemy is the storm drain, or is it the fact that the school is just not ready, nobody wants to donate to hear about the rainwater. They want to see the classrooms. They want to see kids sitting at the desk, learning something. Umar talks like he's battling Poseidon or something. So yes, 30 grand in water fees sucks, but it's not sabotage. It's just called owning a building. It's the same bill hits every landlord in Wilmington. Umar just found a way to turn this situation into some kind of persecution, which doesn't exist. All right, next up. He claims the city raised the vacant property fee from 5 to 12 grand just to block him. Remember, this is a city ordinance that hits everyone with vacant buildings, but according to Dr. Umar, it's a personal attack.
Baba, they raised the vacant property registration fee up to $12,000 for this year. So if we don't get the waiver, that's $25,000. Nonsense fees, Baba. Nonsense fees. We would have given the city of Wilmington, Delaware.
How is it nonsense when everybody got to pay it that owns a building? I don't understand this part.
Who ain't done nothing for us at all.
See, this is where Umar proves he's not just fighting haters. He's also fighting basic logic. The city raised the vacant property fee for every empty building 5 years or more. Not just his school, not just his block, every property. But in Umar's head, in his world, no, the city council met up and said, how can we stop this one guy with the podcast mic? The most hilarious part about all this is the whole point of the fee is to encourage people to use their buildings. You want to avoid paying? Simple. Open the damn school. Occupy the building. That's it. Instead of focus on finishing the very last steps, Umar is on another radio show blaming City Hall. He's going to go to another speech somewhere in Switzerland where he gets paid to talk instead of taking care of his school. It's really genius spin when you think about it. He says it's gentrification. He says that they're raising fees to push black folks out.
Because I get a lot of love down there. I've been getting hundreds of calls from the brothers and sisters who live in the Wilmington area because they're looking forward to the school for their boys, and they don't like this at all. And some of them are telling me that the city has done this to other black property owners.
It doesn't make any sense because the rule hits everybody. The barbershop down the street, probably, that old warehouse, the abandoned corner store. Umar just acts like they rewrote the whole city code to target him. It's like complaining when the IRS is auditing you, even when everyone pays taxes. He's taking a general policy and personalize it into some kind of story about him being persecuted. That's the hustle of Umar, because supporters hear this and think, wow, they're really out to get him in this school. And instead of asking the obvious question, well, why haven't you opened a school yet? The city didn't invent the special Umar tax. They raised fees across the board. And if the school had been open already, you wouldn't have to be in this situation. So
you wouldn't worry about the fees being raised.
It's not the policy, it's his procrastination. Open a damn school. So this is another wild quote from Umar. Umar says the problem isn't the white mayor, not all. It's the Negro bureaucracy. Translation, black folks working in the city offices are plotting against him. So let's hear how he puts it together.
I'm going to call it a war. because I believe the city government of Wilmington and the Negro bureaucracy has declared war on the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy. I'm talking about the government and the Negro bureaucracy. Not everybody in the government and not everybody in the Negro bureaucracy, but certain key people are definitely undermining us and sabotaging us.
Well, what do House Negroes do?
So there's people who make things happen for us who are sabotaging.
That's
like
right.
how she refused to put through my waiver request.
Yeah.
That email I sent her October 14th, that was an official request for a waiver.
So this may be the wackiest one yet. Umar's whole brand is black pride, black unity, self-determination. But the second his paperwork gets slowed down, suddenly it's the Negro bureaucracy. In other words, it's not the white mayor, not the city council, not the system. It's the black lady at the permit desk. That's the villain. So the irony is so thick that you can just build school walls out of it. He spends years talking about how we need to come together, then flips and says his biggest enemy isn't white supremacy, it's black employees doing city jobs. That's very convenient. I've noticed that many people, especially the grifters and scammers out there, when they don't get their way, they will blame the people that they're supposed to be taking care of, the ones that they're supposed to be looking out for. Because when they don't get their way, they react in any way possible. Everyone is the enemy when they don't get the things that they want to get. If the mayor was the bad guy, it would sound like a normal bureaucracy. But if he pins it against black officials, now it's betrayal, now it's drama. It's a clever deflection because it makes the problem personal instead of structural. The personal drama keeps people's attention. He even said that the city attorney, the secretary, is all black. He's living in some kind of like, I don't know, some Scooby-Doo episode. Like, I would open a school if it wasn't for those meddling Negroes. Here's the truth. Instead of traveling across the country doing speeches, if you're stuck waiting on approvals, you're gonna have to push harder. You escalate. You lawyer up. That's project management. But Umar turns every delay into some kind of sabotage, and instead of being the leader who solves the problems, he becomes the victim who narrates them. That's not building a school, that's more like building a soap opera. Either the Negro bureaucracy or the citywide cabal dedicated to blocking one man from opening a charter-sized building, or Dr. Umar is projecting his own failures onto whoever happens to be in the room. And judging by the last 11 years, I'm leaning towards door number 2. So here's another one. We talked about this, probably the first video that I put out. He claims that the city tried to secretly sell the school without telling him, just out of nowhere, boom, sheriff's sale. Let's see how he spins this one.
Because I'm not letting this go.
I don't blame you.
They tried to steal our buildings without even telling us. I'm not letting this go. They're not communicating with you. And then at the last minute, they go and get a judgment on you and try to sell your building without you even knowing. I don't think we're the first. I don't think we're the first person. I think this is one of the scams. Allegedly, this is one of the
real estate scams
that the city is involved in against black people who own property in Delaware who they want to get rid of. Wow. The whitewash of black Wilmington is in full effect.
According to Umar, the city of Wilmington was plotting to sneak sell this school building in the dead of night.
How can they do that?
Men for education. No letters, no notices. Just one day, boom, there's a sale sign on the door.
How can somebody do that?
That doesn't make any sense. These sales just don't appear. They happen when bills pile up. Umar admits he owes vacant property fees and water charges. That's the foundation right there. You can argue that the city was slow in communication, and that might be even true, but you can't erase the fact that he was in debt. He owed money. That's why the property was at risk in the first place. You gotta think about it like your light bill. If you don't pay for months, eventually the lights go out. You can't just say the light company sabotaged me. No, bro, you didn't pay the bill. You may say the system might be harsh, but it's not a conspiracy. He has yet to truly prove that there's a conspiracy against him. All he really does is complain when things don't go his way. And the irony is, he actually did pay off a $30,000 water bill earlier, which shows he had the resources. So why not stay current? Why always let it build up until it becomes a crisis? That's not sabotage, that's basically bad management. Umar can't frame it that he's just a bad manager because bad management means accountability. So instead he turns it into sabotage. The city was trying to steal the school from the people. It's a better story. It's the kind of story that can continue to get you the cash apps and the Venmos that you need, the PayPals that you want. It keeps supporters angry and it keeps the money flowing. The truth is simple. Pay your fees and you keep your property. You don't pay them and city takes action. It's not glamorous. It's not dramatic. It's just reality. Umar makes it sound like it's some kind of suspense movie when it's just unpaid bills. Once again, the man can't take accountability, so he spins drama instead. And this is another one. This is my personal favorite. So Umar says during the COVID lockdown where everyone was stuck inside, Wilmington gave him a ticket for high grass. And in this world, that wasn't just a city bureaucracy being annoying. This was pure sabotage. Check it out.
Even if it is, Baba, even if they say giving out tickets during COVID is an essential function of the city, I was not allowed to come outside because the president said nobody comes outside.
That's right. That's right.
So how in the hell are we getting a ticket for high grass, uncut grass, when I'm not allowed to go outside to cut it?
So this is just comedy gold. Again, this is 5 years ago. This guy's still complaining. So Umar makes it sound like the CDC in Wilmington had a joint task force to monitor his lawn. It's just hilarious at this point. Here's the reality. Cities still send inspectors out. People got tickets for trash, parking, grass. Was it fair? Not really. But Umar frames it like there's some kind of government conspiracy using COVID to target his property.
Against him
forget
only.
the rest of the stuff, the pandemic, the hospitals, all the nonsense that we had to deal with, all the issues with the jab. In Umar's head, the city's top priority was in his front yard. It's such a stretch it becomes hilarious. Instead of saying, yeah, that was a dumb city policy, he makes it into another chapter in this saga of him being persecuted, him being a martyr. Because in Umar's head, nothing is random, everything is sabotage, even the damn grass. So here's the pattern. No matter what happens, Umar is always a victim. Didn't raise enough money? Blame the haters. Bills too high? Blame the city. School still closed? Blame a lot of conspiracies. At no point do you hear him say, I could have done this better, or I should have managed this differently.
Thank you.
10 years later, the school's still not open, and somehow it's still everyone's fault but his. That's not leadership. That is him continuing to dodge accountability. So the question is, are we watching a man build a school, or we are watching a man build excuses? Because after 11 years, if the doors still aren't open, it might not be the haters, it might not be the fees, it might not even be the rain. It might just be Dr. Umar Johnson. So what do you guys think? You could check out the complete interview on Dr. Umar's channel. Do you think Umar is the most sabotaged man alive, or do you think he's just a man who does not like taking responsibility? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, hit subscribe, and thank you for taking time to watch this video. And I'll see you guys in the next video.
I like him, man. He cool. He is real cool. He said, go to Dr. Umar channel. There are so many channels. I wonder, is it like this on Instagram? I don't know how to work Instagram. Y'all let me know in the comments. Is a lot of people talking negative about him on Instagram? Because on Instagram, he got 1 million. When I first looked, he had 1 million subscribers. Exactly 1 million. That's probably he just hit 1 million. So he was like bragging on the 1 million thing, 1 million subscribers, right? But now it's 1.1 million. And I think that point means 100,000 or something like that. So he's gaining a lot of followers on Instagram. And I went even further, y'all. I actually clicked on the followers, right? And then I started clicking and going to the people who's following him. I went to their pages. And it looked like these are people that just started Instagram pages, got 4 or 5 pictures up. They barely got anything going on in their life. They don't know. They don't know what to cling to. And it's a shame, because I'm like, God dang, man. I'm trying to figure out, how is this man staying afloat for 13 years, man? And I've been over here struggling with a job. I'm struggling to pay the bills with a job while I'm trying to do this YouTube thing. And I finally cracked the code. Now I'm starting a YouTube course, and I'm trying to figure out what makes people give, because ain't nobody give me shit. So anyway, man, tomorrow I'm leaving to go up there, man. I can't wait to get up there, man. I can't even sleep. So I'm going to go ahead and take me a little nap or whatever because I know I'm going to get up around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Can't sleep no more. I'm talking about after 12 midnight, then 1 o'clock I get up. And if I can't sleep, I'm heading up to Delaware. Hey, y'all take it light, take it slow. Y'all tell them Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.